which is unfortunate, but we are literally the reign of death right now. We are the right hand of the devil. And what a hand it is. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. For today's TDP, we're going to be looking at The Binding of Isaac Repentance, a game I have left alone for many years. In fact, it's over a decade old at this point. But there's a good reason to. Two good reasons to look at this game. One, Repentance released this week and is the final installment of the Binding of Isaac series. And also because of World of Warcraft fans out there, this is kind of the inspiration for things like Torghast. Games like this are exactly where Torghast came from. And I thought it was a good time, a good opportunity with the re-release, the final release of Repentance, to look at this and look at why I was so excited about Torghast coming out. Little history here, because I imagine many of you have heard of Binding of Isaac. I've mentioned it many times on the channel. I have put somewhere around 350 hours into this game, which is considered low by many of its more avid supporters. It started life in 2011 as a Flash game. It just came from a game jam. It's from the brain of Ed McMillan. More commonly associated, I think, with Super Meat Boy, which has that distinctive art style. And the reason that people get very strange around The Binding of Isaac. In fact, the early reviews I saw of this back in the day focused almost entirely on the theme and the artwork and the setting, which is a little disturbing. There's no getting around that. The Binding of Isaac is obviously based on the biblical story of the Binding of Isaac and features a small boy who is running from his mother. His mother has perceived to have heard a message from God asking her to sacrifice her only child to God to prove her worth. And the basic element of the game is you are going to be playing as Isaac or some of the alternative characters, and you're going to be trying to get away and ultimately defeat Mother, because she's chasing you with a big giant knife. Now, it did start as a Flash game, which was a problem, because they even released expansions for the Flash version of this game. But the problem is, this game has so much variety, and in fact, I mentioned earlier that I've not played it anywhere near as much as most people, and I've barely even scratched the surface of unlocks, I'll be honest with you. The game is different every single time you run it, which is the purpose of roguelike adventures. That's what they're looking for. Replayability is the aim of the game. Beating the game is nice, but it's not the purpose of the game. The purpose is the journey and changing your character, building your character along the way. And that's kind of the opposite of what we get with Torghast, which is the aim is to finish Torghast and get it done. You, in fact, only get rewards from Torghast by completing it, which is not the purpose that inspired the creation of Torghast in the first place, and it seems to be a misnomer. So what we're going to do today is, obviously, I'm certainly not saying Blizzard should just make Binding of Isaac in World of Warcraft. That wouldn't work. In fact, there are a great number of roguelikes that all differ very much in appearance and setting, but play by the same sort of rules, and those are the rules I really want to look at today, while of course covering Repentance itself. At this point, I believe there's around 700 plus items in this game. How does the game work? Basically, it's based off the original Legend of Zelda dungeons. In fact, including the modern ones, especially on the DS. If you play something like Link to the Past, for example, this will all seem very, very familiar to you. The inspiration is drawn from there, but it's kind of where the similarity begins and ends with this one. Thankfully for us, in 2014, developer Nicholas, I'm probably saying that name wrong, worked to take it out of Flash and put it into a full, proper engine, so that the actually mental and utterly crazy combinations of items and synergies that exist in this game could work without actually grinding the game to a halt, which is eventually what was happening in the Flash version. So let's take a look here. We do have a daily challenge, very commonplace now in a lot of roguelike adventures. Spelunky, etc., all use this daily challenge idea where you'll get a preset setup, and other people around the world will have the same thing. See how far you can get with it. Can you win with it? We have challenges here. This was a great addition that was in the base game, and I really wish Blizzard would have taken note of this. As you can see here, there's a huge amount of challenges here. And the way these challenges work is they'll actually pre-start you with a set amount of items and restrictions. And the great thing about these is they kind of, they're there for fun. They do have some unlocks associated with them. But the reality is they want you to try and play and learn different setups. So, for example, there are items like the bean, which on the face of all the options in the game might seem like a weak item, yet if you do the challenge with the bean, you'll actually find the bean is super effective if you know how to use it. I haven't finished it yet, it's there, beans. But it's very cool in showing you just how different your builds can be, how crazy they can go, and how to utilize all the different options available in the game. Now, as you can see, I've nowhere near done all of these. I've done quite a lot, but there's still some that I don't even have access to yet, especially over the course of the years. Let's go to new runs. So, this is how we choose what to do. Now, typically, I do like to play on hard, but we are going to be demonstrating the game a little bit here, so we're going to do a normal run. Obviously, we have the titular Isaac, and you can see his stats below there, how much HP he's got, how fast he is, and how much damage he does. But alongside that, over the years, they've added quite the number of characters to go along with Isaac that provide some sort of variation. So, while Isaac, if I just jump in here, because we can quit out very quickly, as you can see, Isaac will be the standard baby. And again, this is always something that grabs people. It's your tears are your bullets. Yes, they are. You also see the basic controls in the background. That's all the game teaches you. So you can see Isaac is pretty standard. Shoots his tears, runs around, little cry baby. However, if we go over to here and we play somebody like Lilith, for example, Lilith is blind. Lilith can't shoot her tears because she has no eyes. But what she does have is a pet. And that pet will shoot for her. And she comes with a starting item. You guys see it on the top left with those 3 notches. That's how many rooms you need to clear to recharge this item. It's an on-use item. We use that, it'll actually double the amount of pets we have. And if we collect some more followers throughout the run and we use this item, they will all double, meaning this character can escalate into some crazy things if you get some followers. Similar with somebody like Azazel, for example. Azazel actually starts with flying, which is a very useful thing. You can see he can fly, and he doesn't fire tears. In fact, he has a charge ability. You see the circle charge up there, and then he will blurt his laser into the sky. Although, he doesn't start with red HP bar, as you would normally expect. If you look at the top left, he actually has 3 black hearts. Black hearts are basically armor. If they disappear, they're gone, and you can't just replenish them by picking up health off the floor unless you find more armor instead of finding standard HP. So lots of variation in characters. They all have something unique to them, and with Repentance they have also released an alternative version of each and every single one of these characters that make the thing more difficult. So we're going to jump into just in fact, we should do Eden instead of Isaac. Eden is an extra character you get for beating parts of the game. Comes with tokens in order to do this, and comes randomized. So we'll get some items to start with, which might provide some variety for what we're going to show here. So let's jump into an Eden run and see what's happening with this. So, Eden has started with bomb immunity. I believe that's bomb immunity. We also have an item here which I believe spawns trinkets. So, let's talk about this UI a little bit so we understand what's going on, because the biggest thing I see is Isaac is an incredibly well-watched game, has had a remarkable staying power on Twitch over the decade lifespan of this game's existence, always in the 10 to 20,000 viewers range, no matter what's flavor of the month or whatever. And that's because there's so much to learn here. In fact, one of my biggest criticisms, as much as I adore this game, it's not without its faults. One of the biggest criticisms I have is I don't really... Their item descriptions are very vague in-game, and there's quite a number of mods that are released, certainly on the Steam Workshop, and they're being updated for Repentance. I don't think any mods are working right now while the developers figure out what bugs are actually bugs or what are mod-created bugs. Is sometimes you'll pick stuff up and you don't really know what it does. So if I pick this up, it says, with darkness comes power, the black feather. I don't know what that does. I have no idea. I haven't played this game in about 4 years. I picked it back up again a couple of days ago, because now we have the definitive version. I'll talk more about that later. My biggest complaint with Isaac has always been that for a new player, it's kind of off-putting to not know what some of the items do. As you can see in the bottom left, it will hold our trinket. We can have one of these at a time, and they will provide some sort of passive effect. Our top left item will be some sort of on-use item. You can see we have our 3 hearts here, our red hearts. They will drain as normal, but if we see red hearts on the floor, they will fill back up. We have 2 coins, and this is another thing that I really truly wish Blizzard had expanded on a little bit, is the idea of resource management. And we're going to see through this run how important it is to have a variety of resources to manage in a roguelike, be it Darkest Dungeon or whatever, because these resources allow choice, and that's what roguelikes are all about, choice. How are we building our character? How are we going to get there? How do we best utilize the resources we have on hand when they're scarce in order to make the best decisions? So we have coins, money, bombs, obviously, and keys. They're all very simple, and I think that's the appeal of Isaac to a lot of players, is you can once you get a basic grasp of what's happening, It's actually pretty simple. In our bottom right, you can see we started with an unknown pill. This is a great system. So there are about 30 or so variations of pills in the game. Each run will give you about 10 of that pools into your playthrough, right? So your run will contain about 10 of the possible 30 types of pills in the game. And you don't know what they are until you take them. Risk reward, massive part of this game. This pill could take away one of my red hearts, so I don't have 3 health anymore, I have 2. Alternatively, it could increase my damage. I don't know what it does until I take it. Now, they're very simple color-coded. So what that means, those colors will remain the same for that pill throughout the run. And also when I take it, it will be identified. So if I pick this pill up again later, it will tell me what it is. So let's take the pill. 48-hour energy. Fantastic. So what this did is gave us a couple of batteries. And it also charged our top left item. So we can actually spawn another trinket. This is the wishbone, make a wish. Again, don't know what that does. Many people, here's my biggest complaint about the game. When they're starting, certainly play with the wiki open to check. Or recommended install a mod from Steam that will actually tell you what these items do. But what we can do is now pick up the battery and you can see that's fully recharging it. So let's spawn a couple of trinkets. What's this? Mycetosis, forget-me-nots. I don't know what that does either. And we have Demon's Tail, Evil Up. Now, I think, from memory, this will actually cause us to drop some black hearts. Black hearts are the things we showed you with Azazel that will give us armor. And good armor, too. A black heart is a good piece of armor. Once it's consumed, it will AoE the room and do a lot of damage. It's a nice extra bonus damage there. Our other thing on the left, this is an optional thing you can add to the HUD, is our current stats. I thought we'd have that up so we could kind of see how we escalate throughout the run. So you can see at the top, the little boot. Most of them are self-explanatory. So our speed, which is very low right now. We are super slow. We can see their shot speed, how quickly our tiers travel across the room. So obviously there's a delay. You have to lead your shots, but with increased shot speed, you won't need to do that as much. Then we have our damage. Then we have our range. Then we have our tier rate, which is how many tiers we fire. I believe that's what it is. I could be mistaken. So you can see we fire a tier with kind of a steady rhythm. The more tier rates we have, the more tiers we will shoot. The green clover is luck. So our chance, if we get something that modifies our tiers in some way, so it adds the chance to fire, say, a burning tier or something like that. The luck chance affects that as well as a number of other things. It's not a great effect. Luck is generally considered to be one of the least interesting stats. I quite like luck. Below that, it's a little bit more complicated. These are the small picture of a devil you can see is actually our chance to get a deal with the devil after we defeat the boss. Number of influences on that, and I'll talk them as we play. But I've done enough waffling right now, so let's show you how this runs and get going. So we'll keep the Demon's Tail for now. What we have below us here is a locked door. I believe this is a library, so that will contain books, but we need a key to enter. We can't get in there. As you can see on our top left there, we have no keys. So let's hope we find a key so we can have a look. First floor is going to be relatively heavy. The biggest thing with Binding of Isaac, in fact, the biggest criticism I've seen of Repentance from other people so far is that it's an increase in difficulty. I am actually on the opposite side of that. I am very happy they did that. What's this? It hurts, doesn't it? No, it hurts. No, it doesn't. I don't know what that does, but my mouth on my character appears to be sewn shut. So what that means, I don't know. We might figure it out as we go. It hurts. No, it doesn't. Again, that vagueness of the items. But one thing is very cool. Each item we pick up will have an aesthetic effect on our character. It's one of the coolest things about the game is you can start picking... Your character is very quickly. We've only done one room, and our character looks quite different from a standard baby. We did pick up a key, so for demonstration purposes, we'll go in the library. Okay, we have something called Jump, and we have the Bible. The Bible is quite a good item. It allows us to fly in a room, and you can see this has 4 rooms to recharge. Jump is also cool. Jump is literally a picture of Super Mario, and using our on use will allow us to jump. We'll keep this for now in case we need to jump over anything. Looking at the map here, so each floor in Binding of Isaac has the same certain rooms that will always appear, up until a certain point where things get more difficult. One of them is this golden room, which is our item room. Always a guaranteed item. On the first floor, this is free. You don't need to pay anything, or it doesn't cost you anything to get inside. However, after this, it will cost us a key to enter our item room. And again, that resource management coming back into play. Do you want to waste all your keys now, or are you worried you might not get a key later, in which case you might miss out on a guaranteed item? Similarly, here is our store. It is open on the first floor. This is one of the changes that came with Repentance, is that the store is open on the first floor. We only have 2 coins, so we're not going to be able to buy anything. But in here, we can see we have a number of things we can buy if we had some money. I would like to pick up that blue heart there. That is base armor. Unlike the black armor, that won't AoE the room when it runs out, but it is very good. So we would like that. Let's move on with our run here and see where we go. Okay, excellent. This is a wonderfully lucky scenario. Thank you, game, for demonstration purposes. What we found here is obviously a key, but it is a golden key. So what does a golden key do? A golden key is going to allow us to open anything we want on this floor without using up our keys. So there we go. We can open this golden chest. Now you can see here, to access these golden chests is going to take me a bomb. They're blocked behind these rocks. Now, luckily, we started with 100 bombs, which is very, very fortunate. However, if we had started normally with Isaac, we might have 1 bomb. So you have this decision to make. Do you want to use a bomb and a key to get this chest? Is the reward going to be good enough? Well, in that case, we got a card, as you can see in the bottom right, called the High Priestess. Not particularly great, not particularly worth. However, this absolutely is. This is the Torn Photo. So we got tears and shot speed up. This one does come with a descriptor. So now you can see our tears and shot speed is going faster. Our tears are... We're casting more tears and they're firing faster. So the modifications are starting to roll in, which is what we want. Very basic enemy. No real opportunity to use our jump here, which is unfortunate. One thing we can also look for here, and every floor, I was just mentioning there are certain rooms on every single floor, is our secret rooms. Secret rooms are a thing in the game. Now, on the first floor, because the first floor is generally quite small, they're kind of awkward to find, to tell you the truth, because... there are rules to finding them, to help you find them. Like, it can't be here, I believe, because you can't have a secret room up against the boss room. But we have 100 bombs, so we can find our secret room. We can have a look. See where it might be. A secret room... so there are 2 types of secret room per floor. There's one. This is called the super secret. It can only be attached to one other room. So when we look at our map, as you can see in the top right here, you can see that this room above us that we're about to enter is only touching 1 room. Okay, so that means it's the super secret room. So let's have a look. It's got an eternal heart in it. We're going to hold on to that for now. I'll explain that later. As for where our other secret room is, that's a little difficult. Typically, on any floor after this, this room will have to connect on at least 3 sides. I think I know where it might be. At least 3, but sometimes 2. I think it might be here. Just because this is the basement. It's not there. So where would it be? I know Isaac Pros will probably know exactly where it is, but I'm not seeing it. Is it here? We already blew this up, didn't we? Tricky. We have all these bombs. I kind of want to find it now. Is it here? No, we just tried that as well. I don't think it attached to a library, can it? I'm always curious on the basement floors because they're so small. Their layouts are a little unusual. Okay, well we'll take the trinket with us. I don't want the Bible. The Bible is very powerful. Yeah, okay, I'll take the Bible. Temporary flight is way worth it. So the secret room's not there. I honestly have no idea where it could be. You would think it'd be... No, it's not there. Huh. I don't know. That's fine. Potentially, it's not even got one on this floor, which is a chance. All right, let's fight our little boss here. So one thing I love about this is every floor has a unique and interesting boss. This is Little Horn. I had never fought him before till the other day, but now we're going to fight him. And again, this is one thing I think Blizzard missed out on with Torghast, is not having something interesting at the end of each floor to make them more interesting. Instead, they had the Portal Keepers, which are just empowered versions of standard enemies that you've already munched through 50 times. Now, to be fair, they do help you learn the mechanics of those enemies, so there is that. But they're certainly not as interesting as unique you would find in... Any other roguelike would not do that. Not a good one, anyway. Let's put it that way. They will have something interesting and fun, and I should allow the cutscenes to play before these. So, very much... going back to the difficulty, then. One of the reasons... Why did I stop playing Binding of Isaac? Because I haven't played Binding of Isaac for about 4 years. I will say I'm using a controller, and keyboard and mouse is perfectly fine. We'll take the blue cap. HP up and tears up and shot speed up. Wow, we are a little machine gun now. Excellent. There's those black hearts we're after. Now we're going to pick up this Eternal Heart, because if you carry, you'll see this Eternal Heart actually attaches itself to one of my red hearts. See it there? It's half white. If you manage to take that down to the next floor, it will give us an extra red health. So, an extra red health container. So you'll see now as we come down into here, we get that extra health. So it's something you kind of want to hold on to till you're finished, unless you find 2 halves of Eternal Hearts, in which case it will create one there and then for you, which is very cool. Before we carry on with that conversation about difficulty then, 2 interesting rooms here. Again, another thing I think Blizzard missed out on is having opportunities to make good choices. And here we have exactly that. So above us, we actually have what's called a bloody combat room or a boss trap room. These were changed in Repentance. Previously, as long as you had 1 or less red health containers, you could go in here. That is no longer the case. Now you need 1 health total. That's it. Regardless of whether it comes from armor or red health containers in order to enter this room, it will contain bosses, but it now has, they've balanced that with having a guaranteed item. So it's difficult to get in there. Perhaps if we find a secret room next to it, we can actually bomb our way into there and bypass the gate. Down here, we actually have a cursed room. This is a room that you can see has obviously got spikes around the door, meaning it's going to cost me HP to get inside. It's also going to cost me HP to get back out. It's going to cost me half a heart a time. And there might be something good in there, or there might not be. It's really up to me as to how I feel about the resources on hand, and health is very much a resource. Now, one good thing is if you are flying, you can enter the room without taking damage, so we only take half a heart of damage on our way out. So if we use our Bible here, so we're flying, you can see we've got some little wings, we can actually go in without taking damage, and it was well worth it. So this room could either contain absolutely nothing at all, like a couple of bombs, or it could contain this item, which is a devil item. You can see it's got blood dripping from it, which is actually going to be damage and tears up. And you can see we've turned into a little demon baby now. But our tears are also red now, because we are doing... Except you saw our damage stat go up there. So we did take damage coming out, but that was well worth it. That is a very, very, very good item. So very happy with that. Hopefully... doesn't look likely. So there's a black heart there for a bomb. And obviously we're flush with bombs. There's 2 black hearts in this room. Game is being very generous with us right now, so we are definitely going to be taking advantage of this opportunity. Yeah, so coming back to this difficulty and the complaints people have had about Repentance, one of the main reasons, there's our item room by the way, but I only have 1 key, so I'm going to wait on that for now and see if we pick up a golden key perhaps. That would be nice. The reason I stopped playing Isaac for a couple of years, even though I hadn't completed everything... Ow. Okay, that's... game spawned spikes as I approached it. Fair enough. I'm actually wondering if the secret room is here. It's surrounded on 3 sides. It's not. Is that I was winning every run I did, and that makes these kind of games less fun for me, honestly, in quite the contrast to what we know of, certainly in terms of Torghast. I don't expect when I pick up a roguelike to win every run. It sounds weird because you'd think, well, of course you should want to win. That's the objective. Yes, I want to win, but I don't expect to win every run because this game is notorious for its difficulty. It certainly was for a long time as a very high skill game. In fact, most of the game, and any seasoned player will tell you, is that the way you learn to play Binding of Isaac is one, have a wiki open so you know what the hell's going on. Let's kill the boss. We're very strong right now, so we might as well. Little Plum! He's really a cutie. I love the art style of this game. I know it's not for everybody. I 100% get it's not for everybody, but I love it. I think it mixes cute and horrific in a really nice mix. So, yeah, I personally quite enjoy it. We are going to get our first devil room after this as well. So I should explain these before we finish that thought on difficulty. Health is our reward for that. Is moldy bread. I think it's called something like a supper. This is what Mother gave us for supper. Mother doesn't like us very much. Let's put it that way. But as you can see, we got to deal with the devil here. How did this happen? Well, because we protected our red hearts. Getting a deal with the devil, or the devil offering you a deal, is based on your play. If you manage to not take damage with your red hearts, you will have a very, very good chance of meeting the devil after defeating the boss. It doesn't completely eradicate if you take red heart damage, just the chance for it to happen gets lower. We also have a 33% chance, you can see below on the left-hand side there, where the cross is, to have a deal with God. Now, this chance will go up is if we turn down our deal with the devil and our heart is pure. God himself might offer us some things. So let's see what the devil's got for us. Okay. So this is called Guppy's Paw. This is an item I imagine people who know about this game are screaming at me to get. Because this is very powerful. I will have to give up the Bible for it, which I'm fine with. Okay, so let's do this. As you can see, it's going to cost us 3 of our armor pieces to take this. So we're going to do that. What does this item do? Well, it does a couple of things that is no doubt getting people quite excited. It is a cat's paw called Guppy. A cat called Guppy. And what it will do is it will convert one of my red heart containers. It will consume it and turn it into 3 armor pieces. Now, that's good because it basically means one health equals 3 with this item, which is good. Oh, this is a bomb bag, which will drop extra bombs. Oh, it's a penny bag, actually. It'll drop extra money. Very nice. I'll take that. Where's our secret room? Let's have a look. It should be here, based on this, because if you look at the map, this room next to where I'm stood is surrounded on 3 sides. All accessible. There's our secret room. Okay. And a reroll item. Okay. Devil card. Sure. But also, it's part of transformations. I was a big proponent when Torghast first came out. It's like, I wish they would add transformations. I talked about Enhancement Shaman being able to do Crash Lightning, leap into the sky, turn into maybe a permanent lightning dog, something like that. Guppy is actually part of the cat's transformation, where you turn into Guppy. If we find 3 pieces of Guppy's body, so I believe I'm going to miss one out here. There's Guppy's head, there is Guppy's tail, there is Guppy's collar. If we find those pieces, we collect 3 pieces, then we will turn into Guppy, which makes us able to fly. For some reason, the cat can fly. I believe it's because it's dead. You know, there's always some... I'm trapped here. That's not good. But every shot we do will also spawn a fly, which will do exceptional damage. So it's very worth getting. I need to be a bit careful with my HP here, because I'm chit-chatting. And I'm no doubt going to die at some point in this run while chit-chatting. I will take this black heart, though. I may take the coin. I mean, why not take the coins, right? We have 80 bombs. So we're hardly short on bombs. As you can see, we can blow up the rocks to make a little bridge to get over there. If we didn't have those bombs, then I probably would have left the coins behind. But certainly any chance to get armor in this game right now is a good thing. So, as I was saying, the difficulty in Isaac comes down to learning the attack patterns in order to dodge. In fact, I think a lot of seasoned players will tell you the first thing you should learn to do in this game is not kill things. It's to avoid taking damage. So we took a pill there, which is infested, which spawned a spider. That's going to be a helpful spider. If we had our Bible, we could fly over there. But as it is right now, we can't get over there without taking damage. These are similar to the boss trap combat rooms, except these doors are open and they will not guarantee contain an item. Now, we have to decide here, do we want to fight this or not? Now, there's a couple of things we've got to bear in mind now, right? If I take, as it currently stands, 4 pieces of damage in here, it's going to start a horde mode, and I can't leave until that horde mode is completed, unless I had a teleport or something like that. Then I might risk my potential devil deal, although our devil deal is only at 33% right now. So for 2 chests, sure. But coming in here, you will have to make this assessment yourself. It's like, does this room seem worth it to you? If it's not, then don't do it. But you never know with the potential. There's a lot of opportunity in this game to turn, and sometimes you are forced to turn down very powerful items simply because, yeah, you could get you are going to be much stronger, but at the same time, you are usually trading health or some other resource that you might actually need elsewhere. We need to be careful. These bats, they charge, so let's keep our distance. They do have this little charge animation. I think that should... Yeah, that was it. What was this pill? 48-hour energy. Okay, we'll keep that in case we pick something up. That should be good. So hopefully we can pick up temporary flight, or I could just run over there. Like, it's taking 1 heart's worth of damage, because I'm going to have to take it to go over and come back for 4 chests and a key. That's kind of worth. But we'll see. In case we pick up... We'll leave it for now. Another thing that does bug me about the way Torghast was implemented is... Once you pick up a power, you have to choose. You don't get to sort of play around. There's not much reason to in Torghast, unfortunately. But in this game already, we've seen several examples of that. So our wonderful chest here just contained bombs. So we're just going to move away from that. Every chest opening in this game is... keep your eyes open. These wonderful guys are kind of funny because you think they're super easy, right? They physically run away from you. However, I believe they're mothballs is what they're supposed to be, and they're full of spiders. So we don't want to mess with that. I am part of the crew judgment card. This will drop a beggar that we can give money to and he will give us some items back. So we've got a couple of opportunities on this floor for money, for some resource gain for sure. Let's kill the boss to see what the boss has on offer for us. See if we get another Nether deal. We are versus the Frail. So you can see already in the few minutes we've been filming here, which would equate, for an average person, probably one floor or two of Torghast, we fought 3 really kind of cool bosses, which is exactly the kind of thing I was hoping for. And there's also... Ouch. Okay, did not expect him to do that. Fair enough. Some stats up, some stats down. Okay, so we gained damage, which is good, but we lost range, I think that is. Alright, I'll trade damage for range. Sure, why not? That sounds good. We also gained an extra health. I can see we have an empty red heart there. Okay, so we have 3 keys. What are we going to do with our 3 keys? Where's our secret room as well? Because we could potentially bomb in somewhere. Now, ideally, looking at the map here, I would like our secret room to be just below us. But because there's spikes there, that means it's not accessible. So our secret room is not there. Which is a little unfortunate because we could have bombed in. I'm kind of suspecting that it might be here. Let's check against this wall. It might very well be here because it is accessible on this side. It is here. Excellent. Alright, good thing here then, because we got limited keys, is that we can bomb into our item room now. Instead of wasting a key to get into our item room, we can use our other resource, bombs, to get in instead. We can come in from the side. And that is Acid Baby, I believe. Yes. Acid Baby will occasionally drop some pills for us. Now, I don't think we've had many great pills so far. We have a lot of money, so this means the shop is going to be worth having a look inside. So we're going to make that choice now. Nothing really good here. The pill might be good. I'm not sure what it does. I'm going to take the armor. This item is a soul converter. I don't particularly want this. Yeah, I'll leave that there. This is a donation machine. This is part of the meta progression for Binding of Isaac. So any good roguelike does have some meta progression that each run isn't like the be-all and end-all. Obviously, the main meta progression of the game is unlocks. Out. Yeah, you got me there, game. Tears up. Excellent. Tears up I will take. More bombs. Keys. I'm not sure what this is. Lazy worm. Oh, it makes our shots very slow. Okay. We'll hold on to this for now. I would like to... Let's collect these here. Alright, it did cost us a heart. I think that was worthwhile. We didn't get a devil deal, so we don't need that. I'm debating whether to go into Curse Room right now. We're going to start eating into our red hearts. So, this is one of those choices. I'm going to say no to this. Why? We only have 1 armor remaining at this point, and... On the next floor, I want to have a better chance than at our devil deal. So I'm going to actually leave the cursed room. Might have a good item in it. Might even have Guppy in it. Ah, God, wrestling with these choices. Okay, we'll check. I know for anybody who's already a fan of this game, they'll be thinking to themselves, I mean, that might have Guppy in it. Guppy is a cursed item. You will often find pieces of Guppy with deals with the devil. Or in some cases, in cursed rooms. So, if there's hopes we can turn into a cute little cat, sure, we'll take it. Let's have a look. Oh, it was worth it. This is a goat head. The goat head guarantees now a deal with the devil. So what a transformation. I almost didn't go in here in order to have a better chance at having a deal with the devil. What we found inside, though, was the goat head, which guarantees, regardless of what we do, a deal with the devil. In fact, I'm not sure if this works retroactively, and the devil room will now be open to us when we go upstairs. So quite the escalation is happening here through that decision. And that's what drives this game, is sometimes it pays off massive, and you just feel like, that was good choices. That was nice. Sometimes it doesn't. So let's check in here if the devil door is now open. It is. Okay, our deal with the devil is now open. I don't know what that is. I have no idea, but we'll take it. Eye of the Occult. Damage up, range up, and something else. And see what the other one was. But we have now really good damage, really good range. We are definitely on the side of the devil now. As you can see, though, we had that cost us red heart containers. So we are... It's like, oh, you played well? Okay, well, what about a deal with the devil then? Well, that's going to cost you HP. So you better hope you can keep that up. And also, it does kind of mean you want to be careful because You can very quickly, taking too many deals with the devil, is end in a scenario where you simply do not have any health left. And later on, everything in the game at the moment, besides some champion enemies, does half a heart of damage. However, as we get later into the game, it will change to 1 heart of damage. And that's when your health kind of disappears real quick. Okay, we have to do some fancy feats. A stone chest, which requires a bomb to open. Again, we're good with bombs. Latch key. Luck up and 2 keys. Excellent. So our luck is almost in the positive. What a dream. We have a boss trap room there that we can't use. That's fine. No way of bombing into that, which is a real shame. I would like to do a boss trap room for you, but it's for demonstration purposes, but that's fine, because it is a horde mode of them. You will have to fight 2 bosses. We know our secret room cannot be above us, because we can't get to that area, and a secret room can't be somewhere that you can't access on all sides. On the sides where it's attached to rooms. You have to be able to bomb into the extra areas. One of the big benefits of secret rooms is the ability to bomb into its surrounding areas. Another pill we haven't seen. Amnesia. Okay, that's a bummer, because now we don't have our map. You'll also notice we do not know what our HP is. That is our current curse. So we have to bear in mind that we have no idea what our health is. I know we're in red health and we've got no armor. The moon, I believe this takes us to our secret room. So let's use this card, the moon. Off we go. Alright, we found our secret room. Not the least of which with amnesia. So we don't really know where we are. So let's head out again. Wherever this is. I don't know. So now we're lost. Now we're lost because of the amnesia. There's a cursed room, but again, I'm wary of my HP. We have to try and get our bearings at some point, guys, so we know right about where we are. What is it that makes this game so appealing after 10 plus years? A few things. One, it's for the amount of gameplay on offer here, this game is ludicrously cheap. Like, it's almost bizarre. For a game that is well documented to provide hundreds of hours of gameplay to the people who like it, the price tag is insane. Actually insane. It has infinite replayability, this game. Not many games you can say that about, even in roguelikes. I mean, it's really up to the case of whenever you get tired of playing and take a break from it. That's what I think has really helped longevity, is the sheer quantity of updates that have been done to this game. Although Repentance is to be officially the last one, who knows? With I never say never, but who knows? Oh, my tears are like floating, which is interesting. Huh, that's what that other effect was. These enemies obviously cannot be attacked until they open up, which is a little awkward, taking some unnecessary damage. Trying to get wrestled. There's the boss. What floor are we on? Flooded Caves 2. Let's deal with the boss. Okay, I fought this boss once before. This is one of the newer bosses, I believe, with Repentance. Our damage is really good, though. As you can see, he has these floating balls. These are invulnerable, and he also makes himself invulnerable. When he's wrapped in bandages there, we can't damage him. I think we're very close to dead. I want to be a little careful here. So when I take my hand off the fire button, actually, my tears kind of stop. I am very unlikely to take a deal with the devil here. Another unknown pill. Health up. Okay. I think we have a lot of red heart containers, but I don't know how many of them actually have health in them. Let's have a look. Beautiful. Oh, there's a sneaky guy hiding behind a statue. Alright, we took some damage there, which is unfortunate. So what we'll do now is, I think it's time, looking at our money, to have a little gamble to try and restore our health a little bit. From my understanding, we have several red heart containers. We have quite a lot of health containers. We just don't have any health in them. So let's blow this up. This is a blood machine. You can use your health as a resource, like a definite resource here, in order to... any half heart you give that, you can see the hearts equals money sign above the blood machine on our right here, will reward you with cash. This is a gambling machine, so you can pray and hope here. You can win $1 from this, which makes stores much more useful. You can see we're getting money. You can also win keys from this. Most importantly, you can win health from this, which is what we want. A full health pill would be nice. Do we know what this is? We don't. Look down. Well, we were almost getting that look. Quite a lot of pills. I wonder if... I haven't checked this, actually, when I was going through the notes on Repentance, as to whether or not they altered things. So that nearly all the pill pool is available to you. I still think it's limited, based on the last... I've been playing this for the last couple of days. So I still believe it is limited, but we've opened quite the variety up here. We'll go here till about 15 coins. Ideally, we just get some health. Okay, we've got a black heart. I believe that is the demon's tail, which made it into a black heart, but black hearts are fine with me. The demon tail has a chance for... I think the ruling on demon's tail is that any red heart that could have dropped will be a black heart instead. So we'll take the dollar. So we have the money. Get this. We don't need to worry about that money either. I don't think we've seen our store yet on this floor, if memory serves. Obviously, we did do some teleporting, so there's likely to be some areas. We've been through here. That's okay. I don't remember where we are now. We want to go down here. I'm also not sure if we've been in our item room. I think we might have been. Oh. Safety will be assured. We were looking for our secret room up there, weren't we? Yes, we were. Aha. Okay, so yes, take this. I may take this. Mr. Me. I'm not sure what Mr. Me does. Oh, this is an item that can give you free stuff in the store. So what they're going to do is go donate here. We have so much money, it would make absolute sense to donate to the machine. This is money that we can also access in going forward runs. However, it does bug out, so you can't just scam money into it in one run by finding some sort of infinite money glitch. Biodiversity is notorious for having game breaks, although I haven't seen many game breaks so far. Rotten Baby is going to come with us. He has a chance to spawn flies, I believe, which will do damage for us, which is great. But Isaac is most renowned, especially on YouTube, for the ability to break the game. You can find some combinations of events and items and ability to duplicate items which are in-game. They're not people bugging the game out or anything like that. That allow you to literally break the game, collect every single item, do things like that. And get infinite money, etc. Okay, well, I think we've got everything we can here. We're going to take our leave and see what our HP situation is. I actually think it's very low. Oh, wow. We have lots of health. Never mind. Well, I had no idea, but there it is. That's fine. That's all good. That's fine. Our little demonic baby here is doing just fine, as you can see. We are taking it very slow here, obviously for demonstration purposes. Now, on that note, you're probably thinking to yourself, Mike, some of these items are pretty wacky. Can you get ludicrously overpowered instantly, and isn't the game boring if that happens? You can do that, yes, absolutely. One thing that I think is great, and in every interview I've seen with Ed McMillan when they've talked about this, when people say, like, doesn't it annoy you that people, like, break the game in certain ways? And he's like, absolutely not. When I see people do that, they're having the best time. This absolutely was not worth it for a key and a bomb, but here we are. Absolutely not. Like, the freedom to break the game is fine. Like, who's it affecting? Who's annoyed by this? Nobody. And that means that there are certain items, even with Repentance rebalancing a lot of items, in order to... That thing I turned into a jumping brain. I didn't know that could happen. Rebalancing a number of items to make the game harder, that you can still break the game, but the game doesn't care. And if you do get very powerful, or you have a different play style, which I think is more important. It'll cost you a key, but it'll save you going all the way around the edge. I will take that. And it rewards you the key. Thank you, game. That's very fair of you. And I think that's the point. This game is extremely fair. Extremely fair. Let's take this down. We don't need to Guppy's paw at any point here. When reading the complaints, I think a lot of people got into the same position I was in, which is that they got used to playing one on hard mode, which has much less health available, and will start spawning later floor creatures much earlier, on the basis that you should know how to deal with them. That laugh does mean that Mother is nearby. Where are you, Mother? You'll see a shadow appear below me. There it is. I mean, she's going to grab you. Very Legend of Zelda. The hand. I'm sure many of you played Zelda recognize the hand dropping and exactly what that does. There's a golden key over there. However, we have 16 keys, but we also have 87 bombs. So, I mean, for me, this is way worth it. This will sort us out if this run does happen to go to the chest, which I'm hoping it does. See exactly how crazy we can make this build. I don't know. Oh, I do know what this does. I picked this up yesterday. This is... Occasionally, a fist is going to spawn. You might... There it is. See that purple fist? We do have a purple effect on our tears, but you'll see this little fist fly out. I'll try to stop my tears. There, you see it? This is actually going to punch enemies. It's actually a very funny item. It has a little slappy sound, which hopefully you guys will be able to hear. It goes along with it. Another cheap key. I'll pick up the soul heart for sure. Pill bottle. Our pills have been very random. So this is an item we can pick up called pill bottle, which will spawn pills for us. We'll pick up this red heart. Because we've got loads of money. Which will spawn a pill when it recharges. But our pill pool has been so weird this time around. I'm not going to bother with it. I'll hold into Guppy's paw. Should we get into a tricky scenario and need to start eating our red health. Okay, we need to be a little careful here with these jumpers. And we got secret worms riding around. I can't remember what this pill does. I am honestly rubbish at remembering the pills. Health up, sure. Health up pill, sure. Right, these purple shots are homing shots, so we do need to be a bit careful here with what we do. We want to play exactly safe. But yeah, so how have they made the game harder? That's a good question. I looked into this. Significantly less health in general will drop, certainly in the hard mode of the game. And also the rebalancing of those I win items. I win items are always a problem for me in roguelike games, where if you find that item, you just, that's it, you kind of win. There have been a couple of items notorious for that in Binding of Isaac. One of the more famous ones would be Brimstone. Getting Brimstone makes you into a giant room-wide laser, which kind of wrecks the room. And over the years, they did add... this is a key beggar. He wants my keys. We can afford a few keys here. Oh, he gives chests for keys. Okay. So, as much as I find those items fun, they're absolutely fun. Infested, yes. They do kind of just... That's kind of your run. And also, it dangerously puts you into the realm of... how best to describe it? It puts you into the realm of looking for certain items in order to win. And it can actually make players worse, like, unironically. It can make players worse if they're only winning when getting these stupidly powerful items. Now, I like the idea of stupidly powerful items that allow that with the Fallen. I think they're kind of fun, but they there is definitely a second effect to that, which is, you know, some people get reliant on them. And then if you add more and more of those items into the game, the sad truth is that... Oh, we got conjoined because we got several followers. So we have an extra couple of friends on the side of our head. They look like ears right there, but you can see we have triple shot. That's a significant damage up. Another transformation in the game, which is fantastic. Let's see what the devil's got for us. Oh, sweet Jesus. Well, we're taking this. These are scythes. And we will take Gimpy as well. I'm not going to take... I could take money equals power here. I believe that's money equals power, which is the more coins we have, the more damage we do. Sure, why not? Money equals damage, so we gain 2 damage from that. So now we have a lot of damage. Oh my, this is an escalation. So our scythes, I believe, are spectral. I believe they travel through enemies in order to deal damage. And they're also a huge damage up. You see, our damage is now 11. Remember, we started, I believe, on 3. So you get the idea of where we are. We're getting dangerously close to having to... Let's go. Let's move on with our lives. We're getting dangerously close to... dangerously close to having to start gulping our red hearts for more health. Especially as we're going to the sort of final floor now of the base game. When you first pick up Isaac, this will be the end of the game, this floor. It is absolutely by no means the end of the game, though, as certainly with Repentance, they have added many, many super bosses and alternative pathways. But our damage is now actually ridiculous compared to where we are. We are in very good shape here, which is good. Bit of armor, that's nice. Let's see what's in here. Chest, sure. Money, money, money. You can see our damage going up as we pick up this cash. Oh, yeah, 10 cents. Woohoo! I don't want to spend anything now because I want damage. You can also see that temptation that came once that item was revealed to me in the Devil Room is I will gladly sacrifice my HP for that. We're almost back to... Oh, bomb. Okay. Almost back to 99 coins. We will go in the shop, but I'm very unlikely to... Okay, I will buy an armor piece. Let's be sensible. Let's be sensible. We don't want to be too crazy here. I do like having huge dam, for sure. We not only tripled... Okay, there's a boss in here somewhere. Where is it? It's pinned. This is the boss. I believe we fought Pin at the start of this run. You can see now we are just absolutely creaming Pin into the floor. Pin is unfortunately getting bullied right here. Judgment. This is another item, but it is for money. But let's do it anyway. So we use the judgment card to drop the little beggar. See if he gives us anything. This guy's going to take all our money and not give us anything. Okay, he gave us health. That's fine. And relatively cheap too. Thanks, beggar guy. That guy can just take all your money and just be like, yeah, and? Would you like to give more? This difficulty thing then, I know I keep drifting away from it, but obviously it's a game that really requires a lot of focus. Even on normal mode, you do want to pay attention. Is that... I found the addition of all the extra stuff they put in the game, including some fan-made stuff. Like, the company has been extremely close with the community in terms of what's good and not. I did find I was winning pretty much every single time I played the game. And that lost my interest for it after a bit. It was like, okay, I've checked out a lot of alternative pathways and things. But... you know, I'm kind of getting tired now. I have no idea what this is. This looks like several followers. Quints. They lurk inside. No idea. That looks like followers or something. And we have a few followers now, so... not sure what that does. Oh, it's leaving followers behind once we kill something. That's interesting. That's very interesting. We also picked up the lockpick earlier as our trinket. You can see that on the bottom left. And that allows us to open chests for free. That's why I decided to take that item there. Ouch. Actually, not even sure what hit me there, but I got hit regardless. Game is super fair, as is Super Meat Boy on this stuff. I'm not taking an amnesia pill again. No thanks. That strikes me as where the super secret room is. Right, this long hallway leading to nowhere. Fair enough. Oh, there is a way up here, actually. Oh, I mean, this is why we took the... this would be why we took the lockpick. The 2 of clubs, I believe, doubles our bombs. We already have 85, so whatever. Wow. I have never seen a room like this before, and I'm okay with it. Give it me. Justice, which drops even more stuff, and we got a rune. A purity rune. I think that gives us soul heart when we use it. What's this pill again? Oh, it's the amnesia pill. Yeah, we don't want that. Okay, let's kill the boss. We're going to fight Mother. Okay, this is Champion Mother, so every boss has a champion. Look at our damage. Actually, it's ridiculous. Our damage is actually insane. Now we get a choice. This is actually a pathway choice, like I was just talking about there before. We can take the Polaroid or the Dark Polaroid, which will either end us with us going to the Cathedral, which is like extra levels. Or, if you take the Dark Polaroid, you go down and see Satan. We are not going to see Satan today. We are going to collect these hearts, and we are going to go down into the womb. So this is where the game changes, guys. Alright? This is where the game changes. Now, every piece of damage will do a full heart of damage in here. There are no longer item rooms. You may get a store. I haven't seen one since I started playing with Dispensers down here. But essentially here, you really want to get down to the end. Okay, these aren't spectral. I thought they were, but they're not. I apologize again for any seriously hardcore fan for getting any slight descriptions wrong and stuff like that. It's by no means intentional, but I'm going off memory a lot of this time. You can hear that slapping effect from the punching, which is very cool. Some sort of map would have been nice here, so we could see where the boss room is, but we'll take what we've got. Another unknown pill. Paralysis. Well, glad we didn't take that while we were in the middle of combat. That would have been terrible. Let's move on. Okay, these are new enemies to me that contain these things. I don't remember ever seeing these. Oh, down they go. We can keep going up here. I feel like the boss room is this way. Feel these little cysts. I believe they're cysts. Try and avoid any point of damage here. Okay, nothing up there. We are very good HP-wise with our Guppy's paw, so I'm not overly concerned. So we'll start going a bit faster now. I would like flying, if possible. We have a 100% chance of a devil deal at the end of here. Devil deals are a really good opportunity to try and get something like flying. What are you? Oh god, you're gross. Don't like. Oh, I can redirect these tiers. Yeah, I'm still getting to use this item we picked up off the devil, but I can actually change the direction. Look, I can move them backwards and forwards. We have 99 coins. We have maximum damage that we're getting from money, where that money equals power. So we don't need to worry about money. Let's keep going down here. Try and not get hit by lasers. As you can see, our health dwindles real quick in this part of the game. We did end up going in a giant unnecessary loop. Bit of a bummer. And we're still getting used to this quince item as well, because these things look like enemies, but they're actually friends. Yeah, they're little turret friends. But in my, having never played with this item before, this is the first time I've ever played that item. Ah, there's the boss. Excellent. Okay, let's just get to the boss and get out of here. It's a giant spider friend. Hello, friend. And he's dropping legs on me. I'm punching his legs. How do you like me now? Get out of here. Our damage is actually insane right now. I don't want either of these, so I'm going to leave that alone. It's far too late. Once you've accepted a deal with the devil, by the way, I believe it's, without doing some roundabout shenanigans, it's practically impossible to get a god deal. You can do stuff like sacrifice rooms and things like that, but they're much more complex than what we'll do in this demonstration. Just know that there are immense amount of roads to the end, and I have not even unlocked many of them. Especially the brand new stuff that came with Repentance. Serious endgame stuff for long-time Isaac players and people who are progressing the game. I would say, and the level of progression in this game now is frankly absurd with just how much there is to do. Now we've got damage, we'll just clear this room as quickly as possible. Even hearing about the sheer amount of stuff that is available to me to find out now. That is a bomb beggar. Oh, these hurt even... Oh, I'm not flying, am I? Well, I didn't need to sacrifice that. Does he give me bomb items? He looks very angry. But we have bombs, so... We can afford the health a little bit with Guppy's paw, so I'm not too salty about running over this. I assumed we were flying for some reason. I think I had it in my head that we'd already found flight. Which obviously we have not. Can you just turn over the item? I have the bombs. It's the time I don't want to spend, Mr. Bombbeggar. Come on. Come on. Yes, you have lots of money. That's great. He really wants my bombs. All beggars will eventually have a final prize item. Yes. Mr. Mega. Bigger boom. So now our bombs will be huge. Excellent. That gimpy mask we picked up, hilarious as it is, actually a very good item. As it does drop soul hearts for us when we take damage. There's a chance of it giving us a heart back. Amnesia? Absolutely not. No, thank you. And we found the boss. Excellent. So this would be... So after you defeat Mother for the first time, or I believe it might even be a couple of times, once the game is confident that you know how to reach the end of the game, as it stands, it will then unlock these 2 extra floors. So the womb is an unlocked area that we're in right now. And then it will give you the next version, which is Mom's Heart. So here's It Lives, which is Mom's Heart. With our damage, this is going to be kind of a no-brainer. As you can see, we are... Well, you still have to be aware. You still have to dodge some tears here. Already dead. Fantastic. There's flying. Do I need flying now? Not really. But what the hell? Flying's flying, right? We are now the Lord of the Pits. And we now have the Leviathan transformation for picking up so many items from the devil. We'll get this as well. This is Lusty Blood. Their blood brings rage. I believe this is a damage up after we kill things in a room, maybe. Not too great for bosses. We're going to walk into the lights now and head up with our Leviathan self to the Cathedral. We have 2 floors remaining in this game, but they're going to get more fun. So, this is that's kind of the de facto base end of the game that we just did there. Some people may disagree with me on that, but that's how I read it. And then the Cathedral is an extra unlockable area that you can get to. You can see we can fly now, so we can go over these pits. Ideally, I won't get hit, but here we are. I'm going to kill these because they shoot at us. Get them out of the way. Cancer. We're taking way too much damage here, which is not ideal. So, yes, we did pick up cancer. And I'm going to say these words, but be very careful about it. Cancer is an extremely good item. We got a health up out of it, though, so I'm happy. Cancer is an extremely good item. What it does is it's immense tier rate. You can see how many tiers we're fighting right now. In fact, it's a special item. And I say that it does, at least to my knowledge, and maybe it was changed in Repentance, this actually allows you to fire faster than the game would ordinarily allow. There are caps on certain things, like speed. It won't let you go infinite speed. However, there are certain items that are special items, usually trinkets, that actually allow you to break that cap. Change rune. This is fantastic. So this is a rune, change rune we just picked up. Allows us to change an item if we deem it unworthy of our presence. We'll definitely see an example of that. Right now, this is similar to the womb. I'm just kind of looking for the boss. Here, this this guy is invulnerable until he opens up. Please, can you? Thank you. So hopefully the boss will be around here somewhere. Let's hit these buttons. Thank God we have flying, actually. It was well worth picking up. And here's the boss. We need to be a bit careful here. We don't have shielded tears or anything. We have immense damage, but... I'm going to avoid these lasers to take a knock there. Do I recommend you buy this game? Yes, absolutely. It's so... For the price of it as well, it's so worth a look. It really is. It is absolutely worth the investment. If there's like a 25 to 30% chance that you enjoy this game, it's 200 hours. Like that. At minimum, you know? It's weird. Okay, so what we can do is... This is the chest. This is like a special bonus level. That's what this is. It's a special bonus level. And one of the potential extras to the game. There are bosses beyond this as well. As you can see, there's a door here that you could go through with different unlocks. You could also have gone to hell. We could also have done some very extreme things that have happened in the Repentance Edition. And if we sped run, we could actually have gotten boss rush mode. We could have fought another extra super secret boss. Lots of things like that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pick these up so they don't reappear. But I don't actually want these. The fly's okay. And now we're going to use our Perthro rune to change these into other items. I'm not sure what this is. Now we have toxic. We picked up that toxic splash. So now we have toxic tears. Pause, stop. I don't want that. I think this might be an item called the Cursed Eye, which I don't think I want. If I'm mistaken on that, my apologies, but I think that's what it is. Now, we do have one more boss to go on the run we're doing today. However, the chest is so fun because every chest that drops in the chest will have an item in it. Now, we have very low luck, so we might not be able to get many chests, but every room will also be bosses from the game. So, what a great way to show you a lot of bosses in the game. I think it's a good idea. Spawn a chest, you wouldn't. No, a bomb's not really going to get it done, is it? That's not what I'm after, game. What I want is to show people some items, if you would be so kind. You got to bully me. So these are all bosses you'd find in the game. And obviously, by the time you get here, the game expects you to be very powerful. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So it lets you... This is like the game saying, have fun. We'll give you a load of stuff. Just see what you can do, man. See what kind of crazy builds you can get. I mean, look at what we're doing now compared to when we started, right? Actually extraordinary. And well worth the adventure, because as you turn this into this beast, you feel the power. Can I have some chests? Go on, be a friend. Also kind of nice to get bullies on bosses that you maybe beat the crap out of you earlier on in your playthrough. It doesn't look like we're going to get many chests here. Due to the nature of our luck. Which is unfortunate, but we are literally the reign of death right now. We are the right hand of the devil. And what a hand it is. Not a single chest. Oh, look, there's the boss. So we'll have another look, but I think our luck might be too low. Which is unfortunate. Our luck might very well be too low. Not even a single one. I mean, there's a higher than average chance, I believe, in the chest to spawn chests. The game wants to spawn the chest, it's just that our stat is too low. Which is kind of unfortunate. Ooh. I think another criticism I see of the game is it's hard to... When you get like this, it's hard to understand what's happening or where your character is. Like, people try to follow what I'm doing will be finding it practically impossible right now. I know as somebody who's an avid viewer of a lot of people who play this game, that's how it can feel. All I can tell you to that is don't worry about that, because when you're playing it, it's not like that at all, because I'm controlling where it goes. For sure, I can no longer see my character. He's in there somewhere, which means making slight adjustments to the movement can be difficult. Whoa! But in general, I know where I am, so it's not a big deal. All right, only a couple of rooms left. Unfortunate. Did not get the items I was looking for here. Pity. If we had a little bit more luck, we would have picked up quite a lot of stuff here, but not today. Oh well. At least we showed off quite the cool little toxic build for you guys to give you a little idea of the kind of things that happen and how this game escalates, and why its replayability factor is so extraordinarily high. Alright, let's go kill the final boss and call it a day on Binding of Isaac. I would like to show you the greed mode, but I'll mention it briefly, is the game does have alternative modes as well. The main one being greed mode. Another unknown pill. Look down. That's exactly what I needed. Excellent. That poor health bar. This poor kid. He didn't deserve it. And now we can chomp all our health so we have maximum health again. That's that Guppy's paw. Melted. Actually disintegrated. Actually disintegrated. The game does have alternative modes like greed mode and super greed mode, which will enable you to do a different variation of the game. And actually, I find a lot of people... I've seen some criticism of greed mode as not being too enjoyable. Personally, I quite like it. I'm not going to play it, but I will show you what it looks like. I think this is the best way of teaching you to dodge and what enemies do. As you can see, this is slightly different. We have this big button in the middle of the floor. Each level, there are several levels before you fight ultimately a super boss at the end. We'll give you a free item in here. Could be anything. So we got crackjacks with a pearl. I think this drops soul hearts. Mom's pearl. It emanates purity. And the whole point here is to gain money. So we have a shop on every floor where we can buy items, and they will instantly restock once you buy something with something else. We have a machine up here to re-roll all the items if we want to do it using bombs and coins. And the idea is to collect as much money as you can. After you hit this button, Horde mode will begin. And you can start clearing the enemies. And it's a good way of dodging because it escalates rather quickly. So it'll start with like spiders. And you can see the countdown going on in the middle of the screen there. Which will spawn the next wave of ads. And it really escalates quite quickly. Again, for dodging and learning to avoid enemies and what enemies do, because this mode forces you to start reprioritizing what's dangerous, even when there's a lot going on the screen. Because you can't kill everything. It's just not possible. So I would consider spiders far more dangerous than these heads. Why? They're going to chase me and hunt me down and shoot at me. So I would really like to focus on getting rid of these. They also have quite a lot of health. Those heads up there, I don't really need to care about. When it comes to these, I really dislike these little worms. Because they pop out and will shoot at you. They're quite easy to avoid once you get doing it. It says getting hit, but once you get into the rhythm, it's quite good. We need to get rid of this spider's nest. That's what this is down here. It's going to keep spawning spiders. But these things pop up randomly and will shoot at you, so you want to kind of get away from them. Spiders will, of course, move erratically, which makes them kind of difficult to avoid. Whereas these little fellas will just chase you and hunt you down. But you get the idea of how to start managing a lot of these. We have more spiders here, so I believe these spiders explode. So I'm stuck on a rock. So we might actually die here, because... oh, they turn into bombs. And that bomb just scooted up to get me. Be nice if we could survive this, but... we'll see. We'll see. We'll do one floor. I'm not intending to play this through. But it's reasonably difficult, and... you can also have a start where you get a very nice damage item first up, or something that clears up, and it makes it much easier. And I think that's another great appeal of the game, is as hard as people say Isaac is, there are builds, the next run gives you that flexibility. It might just give you a ton of HP. That could be enough to kind of get you started, and start, okay, allow you to make some mistakes. You'll have some runs where you'll barely get any health, and you might not even get off the first floor. Or you might end up like me here, where it's like, I have no health left, and we've not even done the first wave. We've still got the boss wave to go and things like that, right? Every run is a unique and interesting experience, but you take away something from every single run, which is one of the reasons I really enjoy it. You dancing? He's got dancing shoes. Oh, whoa. Stay away. I'm one hit from death and have been for quite some time. Can you die? You're trolling. Oh, you're leaving little spider friends. Well, not on my watch. Get out of here. Come on. Oh, that was close. How much health do you have, sir? There we go. Alright, so now we've got our money. Now you get to decide what you want to do with it. Is there anything you want here? Well, I'm probably going to buy some health. And I'll buy this because it's cheap. And that'll give me some cards. Will the cards help me? Hanged Man is flying. Justice is some items. Yes, that helps. Good. And a bomb. What do we get here? 2 of spades, which doubles our keys. So I'll get that. Death card. And the world. So we can use this to see the whole map. I believe it also shows the secret room. No, it doesn't. And death. So now we have a key, and now we can go and check our item room, and the escalation will continue. And now we've got Play-Doh Cookie, Tasty Rainbow, which is going to give every single one of our tiers a different effect. They can be burning, they can be knockback, all sorts of things. I definitely recommend. Thank you so much for watching, guys. That is the Binding of Isaac Repentance. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.